Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here then hi, my name is Miss Paris and I'm a newly qualified primary school teacher here in the UK. Today I wanted to record a video all about teacher well-being, maintaining that work-life balance and just ways to kind of diminish or decrease the stress that comes along with the PGCE workload. These tips can also apply if you are doing a bachelor's route into teaching or a teacher training course that doesn't involve a PGCE with it, just getting the QTS. So I have a few tips to give you today, and I also have a really exciting announcement to make. This is something that came as a follow-up from my last video. I will put a picture here, and it's something I'm quite passionate about, so I look forward to telling you about that because I think it's really, really exciting. My first tip, and this is a really important one, so I've kind of put it first because I think even if you don't make it to the end of the video, at least you hear this one, is to try and let things go. Now, in my PGCE year, like you can tell from the last video, I had quite a tough year and I found it really difficult to let things go. This year I have definitely got better, but there was one afternoon, even recently, where I just got overwhelmed and I just thought, oh my goodness, you know, everything was just getting on my system. And at the end of the lesson, their class teacher, because I'm a PPA teacher, they just said, don't worry about it, just forget about it. And actually I couldn't. It ruined my entire evening. And I just think, how can you switch off and have that work-life balance if you're constantly thinking about these negative things that happened? He was really chill. He was just like, oh, just forget it. It was a bad lesson. I had a tough afternoon as well. Don't worry. And I couldn't do this. So if I give you a top tip that is something for you to work on throughout your year, is to try and let things go. And this can be done in several ways. It can be done through telling somebody, getting it off your chest. You could do different forms of, you know, self-care if that works with you. So maybe a form of meditation or reassuring yourself of your capabilities with positive affirmations. You could just eat some junk food in front of the TV if that works for you, but just try and let things go, because if you don't, it kind of stays on your mind, it kind of stresses you out, you replay it in your mind, and it's just not healthy. And that's one of the things linking to my announcement. This is why I have created, alongside Miss S. Skippins, I really hope I have pronounced that right, I'm so sorry if not, we have created a hashtag which is #UnlockTeachTalk. And I think this is really important because when you are going on Instagram and you are looking at these perfect displays and this beautiful example of pupil progression, or these people who are just completely thriving and everything looks perfect, when we've had that bad day we kind of feel a bit rubbish about ourselves. And it really came from my last video because I've received so many lovely comments and stories from people relating and saying things like, thank you, I needed this, or oh my gosh, the same thing happened to me. All of these kind of stories, and nobody feels that they can talk about it unless somebody says something first and then they can kind of agree or share their own experience. But it's not like we can go on social media, write a story or write a post saying that we've had quite a shoddy day, or you know, we've had a really rough experience that's really upset us. We feel like we need to show the perfect and happy side of teaching, but actually there are a lot of things that can affect us. Teachers are humans, trainees are humans, and I think sometimes we hold on to that and we are too scared to let it go out of fear of looking unprofessional or getting into trouble. And I just don't think that's right. It took me a year to make that video, and I just think, why did it take me a year? You know, that's something that happens, that was real life. Why was I so scared to share it? And so this hashtag will be used mostly on Instagram, but I'm more than happy to do it on Twitter as well, where you can, if you ever want to reach out to somebody or just vent or write a post that's realistic to your experiences, then you can use that hashtag so other people can see it and they can feel less alone, less isolated in their situation, or they can feel like social media is more relatable. I don't want it to become something negative because that's not what it's about, but it's about being able to see an accurate picture of teaching, being able to share our experiences, being able to remove that taboo that comes with being honest. There is a taboo that comes with being honest about our experiences, and I don't know why it is with teaching. I don't know why we have to maintain this constantly smiling portrait of ourselves when actually inside we might be hurting or feeling upset or doubting ourselves and our potential and how good we are as teachers. Myself and Miss Skippins, we are also ambassadors. We will be posting pictures on our feed, but I am also looking for other people who would wish to be ambassadors. This just means that you are a stable person, that somebody can come to you if they just want to vent or have somebody listen to them. Of course, we can't offer any official advice, we are not union reps or anything like that, but sometimes if you just want a friendly ear, somebody with an unbiased opinion, then you are more than welcome to come to us. If you are interested in becoming an ambassador, please message me on Instagram at Petite Primary. It's the same name as my YouTube channel, and then we can discuss it and see if it's something you'd like to get involved with, because I think the more people who make themselves available to say, of course you can come to me, then I think the more people will be able to let things go and have that better work-life balance, as well as removing this taboo that just drives me crazy. My second tip about maintaining that work-life balance is about prioritizing things. Often when we're in that classroom and we see all the different needs of the children, we think, okay, this child could benefit from their own reward chart, this child, I think we could kind of work on their social skills, and that's all good. But if you go home with a to-do list that's twice as big than the things that are actually, you know, set deadlines or things that you'll be held accountable for, if you don't get to the bottom of that list carries on to the next day, and the next day, and the next day. But compulsory things get added as well to your list, so you never feel like you get to the bottom of it. And I think it's important, as much as we care and as much as we want to make a difference, we will make a difference even if those things aren't accomplished. So prioritize the things that you'll be held accountable for, or that will be graded or looked at, or that are official deadlines. And that way, if you have spare time and you think, okay, I'm still motivated, I can still do this, do that extra thing. Brilliant. Have it on a separate list that you only look at once you're done. Something like that. But if you all put it on the same to-do list, I mean, I did this as well, it's like a panic and you never feel like you get it done, and it carried on for months and months. And I just thought, there was one point where I just thought, okay, it's been 2 months, this is on my to-do list, I'm never gonna get it done. And I just removed it. That's why we're talking about a work-life balance, because there's not enough hours in a day to get everything you want done. My third tip is marking shortcuts. Especially when you're a trainee, marking can be a very slow process. You might doubt yourself, did they get the LI, did they not? Oh, I really want to leave a nice feedback. And we can spend quite a few hours on it. And I might make this into a separate video because there are quite a few shortcuts that you can take with marking, or things that can save you time. But just to label a few that you might want to consider in order to decrease the time you spend marking is maybe peer marking, whole class marking. If you do a quiz, could you write the answers on the board and then tick it off themselves? You can also do live marking. Have a look at how they're doing. It also allows you to see if any children are struggling and really need your help, or it allows you to see those who have potentially finished early and they're just being quiet about it and trying to get away with not doing anything. So there's the benefit of that as well. My fourth tip for work-life balance is regarding lesson planning. Now, I've already spoken to some people this weekend, bless them, who have spent their entire weekend lesson planning for the whole week. And I did that. Absolutely I did. And come Monday, they were like, oh yeah, no, that's not going to work for Tuesday. So I spent my Monday planning for Tuesday. And I do think that's a trainee exclusive thing. I think a lot of teachers do that as well. So what I would recommend is, unless it's a formal observation or you've planned it all with your mentor and they want you to write it out formally, then I would try and avoid writing too formally. You know, those lesson plans are great if you really need to see how the lesson's going to go. But if you can and you feel confident, try and just have bullet points of timings if you need to. Or, okay, so the first 5 minutes I'm going to do this, first 10 minutes, you know, even it could even fit on a post-it note. So it avoids you writing these pages and pages of notes. Of course, if it's a requirement for the SCITT still to make sure you're confident with it, do that. But if you do have the choice, try and keep it as minimal as you can. Also, in terms of weekly lesson plannings, or if you're doing a succession of lessons, I would think more about the LIs or the things you want them to achieve. So say in lesson 1, I would like them to achieve, I know, let's say you're doing the time, I want all of them to be able to identify a clock and past. Obviously it's a challenge, some might find that really easy, so put 1/4 and 1/4 in there. If you know that some children haven't succeeded that, Tuesday, put that LI again, and then maybe a separate LI for being able to introduce digital or read digital. You know, so kind of have more a plan of lots of LIs rather than writing every single lesson plan and after that lesson you realise that you're not ready to move on and you have to do a whole new thing. It doesn't give you much free time, and then it's constantly kind of update, change, and then you might have to change resources, and if you've already printed it out, it's just a massive hassle. So do yourself a favour. I know it's very easy to want to seem perfect and have it all organised, but sometimes you have to be flexible and sometimes you just have to be very minimal. You know, if you know that on Wednesday you'd like them to achieve this LI, then what are the steps you're going to take on Monday and Tuesday to get to there? Okay, whereas if you do all of the planning for the whole week and then you realise, okay, well, we're on Thursday and we haven't done anything of what I planned, you've just wasted that weekend really. Okay, tip number 5, my last tip. You don't always have to create new things. So you've got Tess, Twinkle, for Key Stage 1 you've got Primary Stars, you've got Mrs. Mactivity, and I'm actually an ambassador for her because I love her resources. I will leave an affiliate link down below if you would like to join. But all of those websites have lots of resources. Even if you find something that's not quite right, just then adapt it, or adapt it to the age. But especially with things like PowerPoint, you can spend ages doing cute animations and images. If you find a PowerPoint that's already got that, but you just need to make it related to the age you're teaching, brilliant, you've saved yourself some time. You are not assessed on what resources you make, how creative you are. That just helps the children learn and it, you know, gets their engagement in. But that doesn't make you a good or bad teacher if you maybe adapt somebody else's or if you don't create your own. You don't have to. Save yourself time and have that work-life balance. Please, because I was rubbish at this. I would not have enough sleep, I would stress, I would plan a weekend and then not use any of it. It's just too much and I'm trying to help you avoid the same mistakes I did. Oh, also, before I forget, I've had these here for a reason. These are 2 books that I have. Ooh, 2 books I have. This is your Book Smart School Savvy Stress Busting Primary Teacher Training Companion. I'll put it there. I recommend this for trainees or NQTs. It's got very precise guidance. It offers a lot more precise info, such as on assignments and placements. Like, for example, chapter 4 is on writing essays, that kind of thing. The negative thing is it does have quite text-heavy paragraphs. However, each section has kind of an outline of what it's going to talk about, so you can easily look for the chapter that applies to you. So this is a really good one. I will link it down below. We also have this one, A Practical Guide to Teacher Wellbeing by Elizabeth Holmes. Again, this is good for any teachers or trainees, even NQTs really, because, you know, we're still kind of developing all those skills. So it's got lots of solutions and strategies. It's got a whole list of resources to ask for help. It addresses topics that are often avoided, such as teacher anxiety, which again, why is that a taboo to talk about teacher anxiety? I don't know. But yes, it mentions that, which I really love. It has got lots of text, but it's in quite nice paragraphs. You've got different boxes, different sections. You've also got a lot of links in there to help you. And look, for example, here, you've got a whole chapter on asking for help. In terms of a book that is there for your well-being and helping you with any stress or overwhelmment, 2 great ones. I will link them down below. So with that being said, I hope that some of these tips were useful. If you have any others, please leave them in the links below. Don't forget that hashtag #UnlockTeachTalk. If you don't follow me on Instagram already, please do, because I will be posting stuff regularly there. I'm also an ambassador, so if you ever want to talk to me, I don't think you can here on YouTube, so go over there and message me. My messages are always open to anybody who would like to just talk, and I hope to have your support with that, because if we can create a kind of movement where we remove this taboo and we aren't scared to talk about our experiences, then I think well-being wise we will be a lot happier. Okay, so if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more teacher related content, and hit the bell to be notified of when I upload. I hope you have a very pleasant week. Remember to take care of yourself, have that work-life balance, and I will see you soon. Don't forget to share this as well with your friends who you think might benefit or who don't already follow me, because then we can spread the word and the hashtag. I will see you soon. Bye!